Hey everyone, this is Cindy with Monarch Mom DIY. Thanks for joining me today on my channel. I am taking a little break from seasonal decor, and today I am bringing you 3 farmhouse decor DIYs that I've been wanting to do for quite a while for my home. So let's get started. So these projects are going to be a combination of thrift store finds and Dollar Tree items. This is a sign from a thrift store, and I'm going to use some chalk paint and a pair of handles that I actually purchased at Walmart. You can find these sometimes at thrift stores. I know Hobby Lobby carries them, but all I'm going to do here, I've been wanting a big tray for our big ottoman. We got new couches, oh gosh, in the fall, I believe. And so we have a big ottoman, and I loved the natural wood on the back side of this sign. So I painted what was the front of the sign and the sides with white chalk paint. And I want to tape off the inside so that I can keep that natural wood, but I am, once I get it taped off, sorry for that lovely shot of my shoulder. After I get that taped off, I am going to also go around the edge, the top edge there, with my white chalk paint as well. So like I said, our couch has a big ottoman rather than a coffee table. So I wanted a big tray like this that we could still set drinks on, or books, or whatever we might want that you would normally set on a coffee table. So once the chalk paint was dry, I took this out and sprayed it with this matte clear enamel, and I love how it really brings out the grain in that natural wood. Once that was dry, I'm just taking some E6000 and dabbing it on the 2 ends of my handles. I believe these were like $6 for the pair. I know when they're on sale at Hobby Lobby that you can get them cheaper, but I needed something narrow because the edging on this tray is pretty narrow. Now, this is going to need to cure for at least 24 hours before you would want to try to pick it up. And to be honest, I probably won't use the handles to pick it up. I feel like they're just a little more of a decorative touch to the tray. So while I'm finishing gluing these, I just want to say welcome if you're new to my channel. I hope you will consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell for future notifications. And here is how my tray turned out. I absolutely love it. It's big. It's about 24 inches by 18, and it's going to go great on the ottoman. For our second project today, I'm using 8 paint sticks, the kind that come 10 for $1, 2 chalkboards from Dollar Tree, some chalk paint, and also optional are a set of hinges, small 1-inch hinges you'll see in a little bit. So I'm keeping 4 of the paint sticks, they're full length. 4 of them I am cutting to 7 inches. Here I'm just quickly giving them each a coat of white chalk paint on the front and the 4 edges. If you wanted to be super thorough, you could also paint the back sides as you might see them, but I wasn't worried about it. Once my white chalk paint was dry, I'm just going to dry brush some streaks with the light gray color called Mineral, just to give this a little bit more of a rustic look. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm really trying to not go out except if I need food. So I'm trying to use up items that I've had in my stash. Hopefully these are things that maybe you have on hand or can use something similar that you have. So here I'm just really quickly when I speed up the video, sanding the fronts where I painted the gray paint just to kind of blend it in a little bit more. This is very useful if maybe you got a little too much paint, more than you wanted in a certain area. Of course, the streaking of the gray paint and the sanding are completely optional. You can paint this project whatever colors you'd like. So here I'm going to build the frame, both frames for the front and the back of my chalkboard stand. So I'm just putting the 7-inch piece across the top, and then at the bottom I went right up to where the paint stick indents a little bit. So that is going to give you the frame that the chalkboard will go behind. So you will make 2 of these, one for the front and one for the back. Once I have those glued, I'm just kind of holding them together to make sure they are pretty much the same. So from Lowe's for under $2, I got this little package of 2 1-inch hinges. This one was giving me a little difficulty. Now this, I was trying it as an experiment. I believe E6000, if you let it sit long enough, will hold and will stay adhered to the paint sticks. However, I am going to show you an option if you don't have hinges or don't want to add that $2 expense. This is just to see if I can get it to be able to fold flat, but honestly it's probably something that I would leave out year round. So I'm trying to get it evenly spaced where the little center part of the hinge is right in that gap there, and get it even on both sides of my A-frame. Then also using E6000, we'll just dot some down the 2 long sides of our chalkboard and then adhere it to the back of the frame so that the chalkboard is within the little frames that we made for the front and back. I think you guys understand what I'm doing here. And here's how our little stand-up chalkboard looks. I'm going to show you here where the hinges are. If you don't have them, you could always use one of these small wooden dowels from Dollar Tree and just glue it at the top, and the 2 sides of the frame would just stay open that much, if that makes sense. I realized that I had some more of these Scrabble tile holders, and so I decided to paint one with the mineral gray, and I'm just going to glue one to one side of the chalkboard. I didn't think I needed it on both sides because this is where you can put your chalk or your chalk marker. You guys, this was my favorite project I've been wanting to do for a long time. I have this sign from Dollar Tree, some nautical rope, this package of wood slats from Walmart, and some sticker letters and paint. So the first thing I'm doing here is just removing that heart from the front. It came off really easily. And then removing this ribbon and the staples. This is going to be the top piece of my sign. So I'm going to paint the back, well, the front, it's going to now be the back, but this front of the sign and all around the edges with white chalk paint. I was really excited to find this 6-pack of wood slats. They're really a decent thickness. These were in the craft aisle at Walmart. They were $2.97 and they come with 6, so about 50 cents a piece. And I'm going to give them a coat of antique wax by Waverly. I really love this for natural wood. As you'll see while I'm painting here, it goes on pretty well. And then once I get it painted on and let it sit for just a minute or so, then I'm going to rub off the excess. And I love how it really shows the grain of the wood and just looks really beautiful. So I'm using this on both sides of each piece and also around the edges. So here I'm just taking, I think this is from Dollar Tree. It's like a mop cover, but you could use any cloth. And as you see, if you just wipe away the excess, it's really going to show you the grain of the wood. I just think it's so beautiful, and I'm excited for how this project is already turning out, even better than I imagined it. This one piece was really weird. It had that one strip that was lighter, and I had to keep painting it to get it darker. So while those are drying, now I'm taking, this is the back of the sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm taking that same antique wax and I'm just painting the inside and also going up the edges, kind of like my tray that we already made, except everything I'm painting here is what I kept natural on my ottoman tray. So I'm going to give this a nice solid coat of the antique wax, and then just like I did on the wood slats, I'm going to use that cloth and just kind of rub away the excess. Now I'm taking my white and again going around this edge. It was too small of an area to tape, so that's why I'm using a much smaller brush and just going kind of slowly, even though it sped up the video. And then I will also go around the outside edges with the white paint as well. Okay, so with these gold sticker numbers, I am now going to do the dates that are very important in the life of our family. I decided to just do my birth date, my husband's birth date, the day we got married, and then the birth dates of our 3 children. So because I painted these slats with the stain, now I'm going to put the numbers over top, and then I'm going to do some dry brush painting over the stickers so that when I peel the stickers away, there's all the dates. When I peel the stickers away, the stain will be showing, and it will not be completely covered by the paint anyway. You'll still be able to see it, and I really love how it turned out. I was kind of trying to imagine in my mind how it was going to turn out if I stained it first and then went over with white, and I really love how it turned out. This first date I did get a little too much paint. You can always go back and sand a little or rub some away, and then you're just going to peel up the numbers, and I love it. You can see the stained numbers that are left there when the sticker is taken away. So I'm going to go ahead and do that same method for the other 5 slats with the dates, and kind of improve my technique as I go along, but I really love how this is turning out. Of course, I just cut my nails the other day, so I was having a hard time peeling the stickers off, but we made do. So there's the first 2, and there's all of them with the stain showing through. Now I wanted the title to say "This is Us," so as I've done many times before, I went on my computer and did a Google image search for these words, printed them out, and this is the first time I'm doing this. One of you viewers told me that if I'm trying to transfer the word to a dark background, to use white chalk on the back of my words instead of pencil. So that's what I did, and then now I'm tracing over and kind of scribbling the letters with my pencil, and then you'll see it's going to transfer the chalk to my sign so I can trace it and fill it in with my white paint marker. And voila, here's what it looks like with the chalk. And now my Elmer's paint marker from Walmart. This is a medium tip, I believe. I thought maybe the chalk would dry out the tip, you know, so the paint wouldn't come out, but it didn't have any effect on it whatsoever. So I'm kind of speeding this up, but once that chalk letter is there, I mean, really, you just trace over it. And I think I did end up going over the words a second time just so that the white was nice and bright. But this is my absolute favorite method for transferring words to signs. It does take a little bit of time, but I've always enjoyed coloring. So here it is. This is us. I just love how the white pops. And all of my dates, I added names and the word married for our wedding date. And now here I'm going to show you how I'm going to use some nautical rope from Dollar Tree to put this sign all together. Here I'm just measuring, trying to center that first wood slat and decide where I'm going to put my 2 pieces of nautical rope. I think I did them about 3 inches in from either edge. Okay, and once that glue was sufficiently dry, I turned it over and I laid my 6 slats on top, spacing them out. And then I just lift each one, do a line of hot glue on the rope, and then stick the wood piece down. This really came together a lot easier than I thought it would. And like I said before, I was really happy with how it turned out. I just think it's going to be a wonderful piece that I can keep up all the time, year round. And you could make this, you could make one for each of your kids. You could have their birth date and then maybe their baptism day, and then just keep adding to it as they get older and get married and have kids of their own. I just think these are really fun to make, and it's a great keepsake to hang in your home. Grandparents, you could do one that has all of your grandchildren's birth dates on it. So before I glued this last one, I had to trim a little bit of the rope so that none was hanging below this last piece of wood. And then I can glue this last piece on and show you next how I'm going to just take a piece of jute twine, put a knot on either end, and hot glue this to the back just to make a hanger for it. All right, so there you can see the hanger on the back, and then this is what it looks like hanging just on the wall in my craft room. And then here I'm showing you where it's hanging in our little entryway with the dates and the names. And then I realized I never put dots or dashes between the numbers of the dates, but I think I kind of like it like this. So here's all 3 of our projects for today. I hope you enjoyed them. I'm really excited. I have some more farmhouse, just everyday decor DIYs in store. I hope you all are staying safe and trying to stay home during this coronavirus pandemic. Please stay safe and let me know what you liked best in the comments. Bye.